The Snake Inside Humans, Part 1 of 12, on Between Master and Disciples, given in English on February 18, 2021.
Hello.
Hi. Hi, guys. Hello.
Hello, Master.
How are you?
Very good.
Wonderful, Master. Good, Master. How are you, Master?
Oh, I'm good if you are good. Yeah. I try to be good, no?
Yes. Thank you.
Hey, I thought it is still a new year, so we have a little break. Not working so much. I thought I'd read you a story. Is that okay? Every day looking at myself. So boring. So I thought I'd look at some more beautiful faces. Like those in front of me right now. You feel good?
Yes, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Do I look good there?
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Yeah, it's better this way, huh? I have a new system now. I can see you better. I can see you more. There is a price to be independent. Normally, before everybody, the cameraman, the professional took care of everything, and I just show up and look pretty. And now I look pretty, sweating. One moment. Be patient.
We see you.
I see.
Yes.
Now you can see my pretty face again?
Yes.
Pretty older face, pretty but old but pretty. Yeah, it's okay now?
Yes.
Better? Man, I'm getting high tech nowadays. I have a screen monitor. I have a computer in front of me, and I have a camera also.
Wow.
And I have a light also. Yeah, a table lamp. And we are set, and you can see me, huh?
Yes,
Master.
Thank God for that. Okay, now I have to do one more thing which I forgot. I turn on the video.
Too many marvelous instruments. My God. Can I do everything? Can I sing and dance? Yes, sure. All right then. Yes, we are okay. We are okay. We are better nowadays, right?
Yes.
Because the so-called table is very small. I put a piece of wood on top of the boxes to make it become a table. It's not a professional table, but it has a good advantage. Like you can turn it around. You can turn the piece of wood on top around wherever you want to. It's become different.
Wow.
Is that okay now?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Even if it's not, it is. We have no choice with your very, very professional master here, all alone, doing everything. Today, I think it's the second or third day that I have tried this new system with the monitor, the screen monitor, yes,
Yes.
and the the mouse. Mouse and rat is the same to me. Because it just gives me no trouble. I'm not used to it. And then he runs everywhere. You know how rats runs. They run everywhere, and it's very difficult for me to get used to it, to control. But I'll be okay. In a while. I get used to it. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you that your superwoman is not always super, huh? Okay?
Yes, Master.
I have just flipped out, and it shows me a story for the gate of heaven. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that you are very, very cool. You're so good. You can do so many things. People would think we are professional here, but we're not, eh? I appreciate it very much. Uh, I just wanted to tell you something I've forgotten again. Today is the third day that I tried this screen monitor because your brothers tell me that it's better for me because then we use how is that remote typing the panel?
Wireless.
Huh?
Wireless.
The what?
Keyboard.
The keyboard, the remote keyboard,
Yes.
and the remote wrapped mouse.
Yes.
Yes. But it's so very difficult for me. It's kind of hard. Not really that hard. It's just I'm not used to it, and it takes longer time. And I'm very tempted to always go back to the direct computer. I sit in front of the computer and use the keyboard right in front of me. That is on the computer. Oh, but I have to try. Maybe it's better for me. The keyboard, the remote keyboard doesn't give you pain in the fingers. Did you girls buy them? I have told them to give a message to you that all of you must have it. The remote keyboard and the screen monitor. The screen monitor has not too much of this radiation, I guess, from all the complicated things in the computer. So you can see it. Also much bigger image, easier to look at, huh?
Yes.
And then so that you can sit far away from the computer. Do you capiche? Did you buy already?
We have screen monitors, Master.
You already had?
Yeah, and the keyboards that we currently have, we can sit far away.
Okay. That's good. I was the only one that did not have, huh? Okay, always. I never knew this until one of your brothers wrote the hotline telling me that I can do this, do that, so I don't have the pain in my finger. The pain was after a while, you forget it also. I forgot it. Not too much painful. I mean, after a while, you get used to it. But it's just that I keep losing my muscle here, around, under, above the elbow, and it was alarming. Originally, I thought because of my sickness before, but it was a long time here, long time ago. So it cannot be that.
Yeah.
I even haven't told me quit the computer, but I cannot. I have to work with it. And it's never mind. I hope it's better.
Yes, Master.
All right. And then because I tried it, it's so hard and very slow for me. And I was thinking it gives me a little vexation, frustration. And I was thinking of you guys. Maybe you have the same feeling, same unpleasantness. And I was thinking, oh, I feel so sorry for you. And I feel so much appreciation. I just want to tell you that I appreciate all your hard work very much. Okay?
Thank you, Master.
You here in front of me and the outside TV remote workers in the whole world, I thank you all very much for all your effort, your sacrifice, and your expertise. I think it's not pleasant to sit in front of the computer all day. I had to, because I work also very slow. Where's my glasses, by the way? Your master, she forgot everything. Glasses, where are you? Can't see it, my God. I just had it before, now I can't see anything. Where is my glasses? Without glasses, how can I read it to you? It's kind of blurry. I could read, just blurry. It's better with the glasses, so I don't see the glasses. I just had it in front of me. Could you please wait there?
Yes, Master. Take your time.
Don't run away anywhere, I catch you. Glasses. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's just in front of me. Now I look very like scholarly, huh? I look scholarly with the glasses on. Yeah. Okay. And I was thinking how hard you have been working all these days, months, and years, every day. There is no day rest. I appreciate it very much, and I love you so much for all your dedication.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you very much. I guess it's maybe a little easier for you, huh? Right?
Yes.
You type faster and you are more expert with the computer, and I'm not. I have never used them until recently. I did use them sometimes just for USB, but I did not use it all the time to type things and to type the corrections, the additions, the comments, and all that. all day long. Yeah, then I realized how hard you work. So I appreciate that very much, and I thank you. Okay, again. I know I thank you before, but I thank you again now, huh? Okay. It's quite difficult for me. It's quite, not pleasant. I am willing to do it, nevertheless. It's just not my cup of tea to sit in front of the computer. It's good that I work like that with you so that I can understand you and appreciate more. And even just to organize this, this conference between us, which is supposed to be simple, but still you work very hard for it. I hope the viewers appreciate our trying our best. Maybe for them it's nothing, but for me, I feel that you put a lot of effort into whatever you do and this conference as well. Thank you extra, okay? That's why I wanted to have a conference today. Another conference. Do you have questions, by the way?
Some of us have questions, Master, but we didn't prepare. We have some prepared in our head, but not on paper.
Oh, good. Later, maybe.
Yes, Master.
Okay. Doesn't matter if you prepare, you just ask.
Yes, Master. Okay.
It's sometimes the phone doesn't convey very well, but we manage many times. And if I don't hear it well, somebody can translate to me.
Yes.
like other times. Okay, now I read you the story after so much ado already. But really, I appreciate it very much these 2-3 days when I try new things. It makes it harder for me, and I wonder that you're doing it every day willingly. At your age, and most people are outside having fun and having a cozy family or whatever they have there. And you just sitting in front of the computer every day, working for the world with me. And I really am very grateful. I was thinking about you and shed some tears. Yeah. I was thinking, like what good kids you are. Because some also left us. Maybe it was too difficult, too hard work, or too hard life, without much of socialization. But actually nowadays, people also cannot socialize that much anymore, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Unless they want to flout the curfew and, and go to jail for 6 months, like in Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah, nowadays the governments are very, very strict on that. My God, what a world we live in, huh? It was hard enough without the pandemic,
Yes.
without shutdown. And for the kids, it must be horrible. I think about them every day, about the people who lost their job, who cannot provide for the family, and who are evicted from their home even. You know that or not?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
If you have some time and glance into the news, you see that. It's horrible, terrible. And I cannot help everybody, and it just breaks my heart. It's just anything, many things in this world just break my heart. Even the animals. I'm feeding the squirrels and the skunks, but in a new place, I don't know where to feed the birds because they are not around. They came sometimes, but they look like they don't stay here. I asked them why. They say it's not safe here. I guess surrounding me, the forests are not very thick, not protective enough for the wind. But I saw one bird nest already deserted, but I saw one on the high tree. I took a photo. Maybe you can see it one day on our television before Master and Disciples. Today, you make me edit one of these early lectures when I went around the world talking to people in different countries, and I saw myself talking in there. I was so young, enthusiastic, energetic, and so beautiful.
You're so beautiful, Master.
Nobody say that, so I just have to. I can't help it. And I remember how long has it been already. Time seems to fly, hey?
Yes, Master.
So fast, especially when you are so busy, right?
Yes.
You get up and you go to group meditation with your brothers or your sisters, and then you go and have a quick breakfast, and you go back to your computer. Then it's lunch again or dinner, just 2 times a day. Then you go back to your computer, and then you go meditate again, and then it's done the whole day already. So fast, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Somehow it works like that.
Yes. Yes, Master.
Never mind. We don't want life to last too long. What do we have anyway? Just a computer. and 2 meals a day. Is the food good?
Yes.
There are some tasty ones, like appetizing ones. I have taught one of your brothers. Ask him to give the recipes to your kitchen to see if they cook better, huh? I mean, not better, but something new.
Okay, Master.
Just a couple, 1, 2, or 3 of them. Very tasty, very appetizing. In case someday you don't feel well and you don't have appetite, these will be good. They can cook a lot, and you can save them in the fridge. They can last for a long, long time. You could eat it just with rice and some fruit or salad, or you can eat it with congee,
Yes.
a rice soup when you don't feel well.
Yeah.
You can save it. You don't have to save it in the deep freezer. Just normal fridge temperature. Try them. And then you maybe just warm it up in the oven before you eat, or don't have to warm it. It's okay. You ask the brother
Yes, Master.
about what I have taught him. It's not exactly as I would do it, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes, Master.
And when it translates into your kitchen, it may be a couple of degrees even lower, but never mind. You can try, eh? And tell me. If you never ate what I cooked before, then you would not know the difference. And you would think, oh, it is quite appetizing. Quite, 下饭了. The Chinese, they say 下饭, meaning if you eat that, your food goes down easier. Yeah. All right, let's go to the Jewish folklore story, yeah?
Yes,
Yes.
My calendar is always too long. Yeah, I know. I know you like it. You didn't like me talking about food and all that stuff. When do you eat it? Then you will thank me. Yes. When someday when the kitchen doesn't cook very much to your liking, you will thank me. You save them, and then that day you eat extra. Okay. Now the story is called the Gate of Heaven. Any of you see them around you? No, huh? Well, never mind. We have some.
Yes. Wow.
The thing is not with the ordinary eyes. You can see them. I told you we have gates of heaven and gates of hell. Remember?
Yes, Master.
Yes. And fortunate for all those who live in the area where there are gates of heaven or many gates of heaven, and unfortunate for those who live in the area or in the buildings where there are many even hell roads existing, forked hell roads and stuff like that. You know, forked, many, like a junction,
Yes, Master.
a road junction of hell. And I told you which one have in some of the government's buildings.
Yes, Master.
The White House has. I told you already, right?
Yes, Master.
You don't have to believe me, but you see how much trouble all the presidents or governments, one after another, that they have over there. Even assassination and all that. And I told them to move. But nobody would believe me anyway. If they have moved, all the presidents would be safer. Safer not just from assassination, but safer from fake news, from wrong fake accusations, from bad reputations, and from difficult governing kind of situations and conditions. But nobody believes me. I know that. Not many, especially the governments. They are doing it just like business. Mostly, I don't see a lot of sincerity to really serve the people of their country. A lot are not. Some do, but a lot are not. And even some do, they're opposed by others because of conflict of interest. It's just like in one group, if somebody wants to take bribes, but some of them don't want to, then that person either has to be eliminated or he has to resign by himself. It happened. One of the disciples even wrote to me about his situation, that he doesn't want to take bribes like everyone else in that group, but then he doesn't feel safe, so he had to resign. He asked me whether or not he should resign. I said, yes, do. If you cannot win them, then you just have to leave. It's difficult to win in that situation.
Yes.
Lucky that you work for me and you're not allowed any bribes, so. Nobody can bribe you with what you don't have. You all have the same, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we are clean, huh? Aren't we?
Yes.
Good for you. Well, life is short anyway. We should live the way that we feel worthy of our life, of our existence, of God's grace and all the offerings from this earth, this planet. I'm thankful every day when I see the sun, the moon, the stars. You know that already. Or anything that I have, even as little as I have. You know what? My room is so small. My house is so small now. Yesterday I had to fix some holes in the wall and I accidentally nailed my box of tools inside it. After I told you that I have my everywhere. I'm sorry, the story can wait, can it?
Yes.
I have my story first. I'm a master, I have priority. How about that? Huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's my privilege. Now, I nailed my box of tools in it. It's not a lot, it's just a small box like this. And about 20 centimeters long and 10 centimeters thick. I put nails, screws, and some screwdrivers, and my Swiss knife in it. After I told you, it's all gone. I could not find it, and I thought, what happened to my toolbox? It's so small, but I need some nails and some thumbtacks to nail something. And then heaven told me, it's in your working box. They call my house a box. Imagine that. I thought I left it outside somewhere, you know. When I walked out, maybe to feed the squirrels or something, I might have absentmindedly left it outside somewhere. I looked and I could not find it. And then heaven just laughed at me like that. It's in your... They say it's not outside, it's in your working box. I was startled. I said, working box? What do you mean working box? I said, you're standing in it. Oh, man, I didn't know heavens beings could be so cheeky. Box, they call my house a box. Box, B-O-X. So I just shook my head and had a good laugh. I said, oh, yeah, maybe you're right. It's not much of a house. It is a box, all right. It's very square and very small. Enough for me. Because sometimes insects, ants, and all come in and I have to clean all the time. If it's bigger, I don't have time. I don't feel like having a pleasure of cleaning the floor all the time. That is something I don't like. I love cooking. I love maybe decorating the house. I don't do it anymore now. I love cooking, but I don't like washing. I don't like washing up the dishes afterward. The big pans and pots and all that, oh, they bother me since I was a kid already. Whenever I was assigned to do the dishes, I always pour my face like a horse. I say, me, wash dishes. Oh. I guess I still remember the past life, when I was well fed, well served, well to do. I could do that still nowadays, but I don't want to. I want to be alone and independent. That's why I work so hard. Yeah, that was a funny story. A funny thing that I haven't called my room, my house, a box. And afterwards I was thinking, you're right. Yeah, it is a box. Originally, I did not understand. I thought they meant the boxes I put under to make a table. I kept looking. I didn't find it. They say, no, you're standing in it. Then I look around and realize, yeah, they have really dry humor. Since we talk about the gates of heaven, I just remembered that story. All right. Now, that was the salt and pepper before the main meal, okay? Appetizer. Now is the main story. The gate of heaven. In the long journey of warring, one time the great emperor Alexander stopped in front of a stream, or maybe a river, a small river, and he took out some of his fish. They marinated fish, like they put it in salt to preserve for a long time, salted fish. Then he washed it in this river water, and the smell came up very, very appetizing. He ate and then he drank a little bit of the water, very fresh and cool from the stream. He was feeling so refreshed, so happy and so pleasant. Then he said, oh, this stream must have originated from Eden. Now maybe we should try to see the source of this stream. So he began walking opposite of the current. So he went upstream, and then truly he faced the Eden garden. The Eden from the Adam and Eve story last time I told you? Yes. Yeah. This is just a story, yeah? I'm not sure if he did really go there so easily like that. And then at the gate, there was one seraphim, means the angel, guarding it. Only one? Such a big, famous Eden. Aren't they afraid that the tourists will come? So only one angel guarded it. Yeah, but with the gleaming sword. So his retinue, bodyguards got so scared they ran away and hid. Only the great Alexander very dignifiedly walked up to the gate, and he stood coolly in front of the angel and ordered him, open the gate for me. Why, he used to be in the great emperor. His order is law.
Yes.
The kings in the old time. And he was a victorious warrior everywhere he went. He conquered many countries without much resistance.
Yes.
You know history. You know what? The photo I saw on the computer, on the screen, screen is much better than in my camera. In my camera, it's too much reality. On the monitor screen, I don't see any wrinkles. Okay, fine. Good, whatever. We can't be young forever. Unfortunately, yeah, sadly. When I saw myself some decades ago, I was lecturing openly in I think it was in Holland. Yeah, I looked so young, so energetic, and so good looking. I mean, pleasantly, yes, really look good looking. Maybe it's a touch up, but really look good. Yeah, did you see?
Yes, Master.
The first part, I look at the second part now. Didn't look too bad at all. Yeah. So the angel replied, "This is the gate of God's palace. Only the responsible can walk in here. Probably for employees only." Just like in many companies, if you are not working in there, you cannot go in.
Yes.
So Alexander saw that he was not permitted to go in. He said, "But I am the emperor and very much respected everywhere. Then at least you give me something, no?" He's a true emperor, huh? Yeah. How many emperors we have had since the beginning of time, and where are they all now?
Yes.
Everything is ephemeral in this world. Only the wise ones remember that every day and act accordingly. The unwise are just burying themselves in their business, in their day-to-day concerns about food and clothes or fame and name and gain, even killing each other for all that, or killing each other's reputation, wrongly accusing each other or fakely accusing each other in court cases in order to gain for themselves. It's a pity. It is a pity. And once you're gone, you're gone. Nothing you can take with you. Maybe a tombstone somewhere in a prestigious garden or not. It depends on how you govern, how you behave during your lifetime, successful or not. So after hearing the great Alexander's request, the angel gave him an eye. "Alexander, weigh this eye against all his gold and silver." But this eye was always heavier. No matter how much gold and silver he added on to the scale. He asked the angel how to use this eye because it's so heavy. So the angel told him, if you use it the way you're using humans' eyes, then you'll never be satisfied. So Alexander asked him again, "How can you prove what you have said is true or is correct?" The angel said, "You use some soil and cover that eye, then you will see." Alexander did as the angel told him. Immediately, that eye returned to its original real weight. Yeah, that's it. The story finished. Clap, 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 clap. Good that I talk to you sometimes. I think I should make it regular, like once a week or as much as I can, so that I don't forget English and Vietnamese or the human's language altogether. If I keep talking to heavens, I don't talk. Talking to them above there, we don't use any language. We just understand each other all the time and ping pong very fast. So Alexander, the great emperor, he was about like 356 to 323 BC. And he was the king of Macedonia. Now we have North Macedonia as well. So which one was that? There was an old ancient kingdom. It's on the north side of Greece. Macedonia may be small, but after that he had conquered also Greece, Persia, Egypt, and all the way to India. Imagine how great that king was, yeah? That emperor was. No wonder they call him Alexander the Great. But what's the use of all that? Oh, by the way, the compiler, Mr. Winner, noted here that this story has been collected from the Jewish community in Babylon from the 5th century, just for your knowledge. It's very, very, very good of him to note something like that.
Yes.
So that we know more. Yes. Now, we have heard this story, and what's the use of that? Where is Alexander now? We couldn't find him. Even if he's reincarnated again in this world, he wouldn't have all these countries under his rule anymore.
Yes.
Maybe he had to pay a high price for the bloodshed.
Yes.
Yeah, in obtaining all these other countries that did not belong to him.
Yes.
I saw some documentary saying that he did all that for his mother or something. He was kind of in love with his mother and kind of jealous of her partner, her king or whatever. You can see that he already went to the Eden gate and he did not ask for anything except the eye, except something. But do you think this is a real eye?
No.
What do you think that was?
The wisdom eye.
Yeah, I guess so.
The real seeing eye.
The real eye that gives you all the things you need to know. But I wonder, with this wisdom eye, how come he's not returning to continue warring? Or maybe he didn't continue warring anymore after that. Yes, it didn't say here. But the wisdom eye is the most precious of everything.
Yes.
And perhaps the angel that he has met, it couldn't have been in the Eden Garden. The Eden Garden is where you are enlightened. Yeah, you see the world with different eyes and different view, and you change your conception of everything about the ephemeral nature of this world. So I guess he met one of the masters. Yeah, one of the masters at that time. In India, they are abound with masters of different kinds and different levels. Not a lot, but you could find them. At least some. In the Kuan Yin method, in the method of light and sound, and also other kinds of yoga. Yes. It takes you longer to practice for enlightenment, or it takes you faster to practice for enlightenment. Now I'm looking at my own camera because I keep looking at you, and then always I just show my high nose and my ear. Oh, I forget. When I see you, I forget to look into the camera. Never mind, eh? Yes. At least your brother and sister outside see me. Yeah? And that I'm talking. Not mimicking the way you're doing for the animals. So I guess they'll be happy to know that I'm alive still, eh? And fighting for them.
Yeah.
Fighting this spiritual battle with the negative. Within and without humans. Yeah, sadly, we had to encounter all this trouble due to our ignorance. Okay, so after this story, do you have any questions, or you have any feeling, any thinking, any takeaway?
Master, was Alexander the same king that we heard about one time? I think Master mentioned a story about a king who went to find the lake in India, and there was the pool of eternal youth,
Yes,
and he tried to find that lake.
yes.
Is it the same king? Was that Alexander?
I guess it's the same. Yes. Who else would conquer India?
Was he a spiritual practitioner, or he had some kind of information about such places like the Garden of Eden? And
Maybe afterward. Maybe after he conquered India, he might have met some masters. Yes. And opened his wisdom eye. And this story may be one of the stories that he met the master. In other books I read about him, he has made some high practitioners, high yogis or master. And then that master or yogi had predicted his death,
Yes.
saying that whenever you see the sky turn into silver, you will die.
Yeah.
So he died under the canopy, which was made of silver. Yeah, that covered him when he was sick, when he was unwell. And that's what the yogi had told him. You see, there are many things the master or the prophecy has told us, but this mostly is in like a metaphorical kind of a story, yeah?
Yes.
Or like a parable. So if you don't have the wisdom eye open, you would not be able to suspect or to interpret what it is, yeah?
Yes.
When Alexander heard that, he probably would think, oh, then he would never die. Because the sky cannot be silver, can never turn into silver. The sky has no substance, no essence of any solid elements. That's what he probably must be thinking, right?
Yes.
Maybe it is written in the history or maybe not, I don't remember. But I guess he must have felt invincible.
Yes.
You never know. If you don't know how to interpret the sages' teachings or premonitions, you would be living in ignorance. And then disaster may befall you anytime, you would never know. Sometimes I read stories I feel are very interesting. So I wanted you also to know, because it has a lot of philosophy in it, no?
Yes, Master.
Yes, and we could learn a lot and we could take away a lot. To learn to be more humble and more attentive to what is priority in our lives.
Yes.
It reminds me also the ephemeral nature of this world, and then we maybe awaken through the story to go to find some solution, some spiritual solution to our life, yeah? Not just being busy all day, all night, working, sweating, just to put food in the mouth and to put clothes back. Even Abraham, he was pondering all by himself, remember?
Yes.
Even though he did not have any master, he was already thinking, it's better to think of something more spiritual, higher than our life. Not just, working, earning a living and putting food in the mouth and digesting it and putting clothes on or vying with each other for possessions and prestige and whatnot, for position or political powers. That is not our priority. And because you can see it, huh? What's the use of Alexander conquering so many great countries and die just under a canopy, a silver color umbrella?
Yes.
Any more, love? Any other questions?
I have one more follow-up. Is the story about the Garden of Eden last time? I was wondering, in some versions of the story, the tree that Adam took the apple from was called the tree of knowledge. And
Yes.
I was wondering why it was forbidden, or what is the connection with knowledge that was forbidden by God, and is this still have some meaning today about, is it against God's will for people to seek too much into knowledge, or at least how was it bad for Adam to, or what was wrong with the accessing knowledge from the tree of knowledge?
Good question. Very smart question. Yes. The translation may be wrong, okay? Or maybe slightly different from what God's intention. If it is correct, it should be in some other book. They will say that the tree that bears the fruit, and you eat it, you will know the wrong and the right, or you know the good and the bad.
Yes.
Now, I suspect that this is it's not about the tree of knowledge. It's just something that is forbidden in the kingdom of heaven. Just like I told you the story last time when we were beginning to explore this early planet, and we ate this and that, and then we became more solidified, more heavy, and we could not fly, we could not be free, we could not think so nobly like before, or we cannot be as wise as before. This is not just about the food. Then later on, because of eating so much different food, it changed the chemicals of our celestial makeup and made us become more like a solid being, like we are right now. The humans then began to have more different desires, physical desires for each other and all that, which did not occur before the tasting of all the food on earth in front of them and wherever they found it. And then because of that, we gone into different kind of dimension of behavior, of desires. And then it's different. We changed. The chemical in our body changed, and we desire intimate body connection with others. We had to build houses or go into cave to hide, to do all these kind of activities with the opposite. Because after eating so many things, our chemistry, our chemical makeup changed. Our celestial components changed into something more material, a lower level than before. It depends on what they ate and how much they ate. They became either man or woman or in between. Yeah, we call them trans nowadays. Trans or a gay or lesbian, right?
Yes.
It depended on how much they ate at that time and what kind of things they ate. Then they changed. And then the one who had become woman is more defined in the bodily contour. That's what you say, correct?
Yes.
Shaped.
Yes.
And the man, the one who turned masculine, became more robust, strong, and with a different kind of mentality. The man at that time saw the beautiful woman, then began to desire them. And thus, they had a couple's relationship and so and so and so on until today. So the tree in the garden, it could mean not just the knowledge, okay?
Yes.
But by the way, the knowledge of wrong and right, of good and bad. What's the use of knowing that?
Yes.
Yeah.
In heaven, there are no words. I mean, in higher heaven, there are no words in the dictionary that say bad or good. Like in the Tim Kutu's land. They don't even know that word, good or bad. Everything is just is, okay? As is. And fine, noble, and wonderful. That makes you just feel no desire for anything. Just happy, blissful all the time. And meanwhile, you have your creativities and all kind of activities that you wanted to do. So you don't lose anything, not knowing the bad or the good.
Yes.
After eating the apple, knowing the bad and the good, you see what good it is?
Yes.
Yes. Then Adam began to have this physical desire and relationship with Eva. From then on, they go on to do more things that are not heaven-like quality until God has to expel them.
Yes.
The knowledge of good and bad in this world, we know. But what does it help us? Even if we try to avoid the bad quality actions and we try to do all the time the good, it will not take us anywhere. It just takes us to another reincarnation and experience another temptation or bad obstruction again. Unless you meet an enlightened master and become enlightened yourself, erase all the past karma for you. You never go anywhere doing bad or doing good. Doing bad, you go to hell. Doing good, you reincarnate. Maybe as human, or maybe in heaven, and then come back again. Even as the king of heaven, you will also one day come back as animals even. It depends on your merit, your karma. And so the knowledge of good and bad, even if it was true that if you eat the apple in the Eden garden and you are aware of the knowledge of good and bad, of wrong and right, does that knowledge serve you anything?
No.
Does it make your life better than in Eden? No, nothing. Just pushes you into the river of life and death and reincarnation and suffering and sorrow and some moments of happiness, but the rest are just suffering, painful. More painful than happiness in this life. That's why God doesn't want him to eat it.
Yes.
Do you see it now?
Yes.
Master.
I mean, would you prefer to eat that?
No.
So now you try to vomit it out for me and then we go back to heaven, Sawa? Spit it out. Yeah? Okay. There is a story in Vietnam also. We had a story about one man. Somehow he lost himself and went into a kind of paradise or Eden. There he met beautiful girls and he kind of a couple with one. They were very happy together. The houses were like palaces, and he had anything he wanted. Anything that he didn't want, he also could have. He had anything. But there was one room, one door that she said should never be opened. He could go anywhere except that room. Not open. One day, she has to go away to have like a conference with other fairies or celestial beings. He stayed at home alone. And then, you know men, right? You know what he did, right?
Yes.
I don't need to tell you, but I tell you anyway. He opened that door. Guess what? He saw the world down there. He saw our world as it is. And then he began to remember all the memories that he had before. Coffee shop, cakes in Paris, like me. I remembered when I saw the video, the show that you wanted me to edit. Yes? Oh, all these cakes in Paris. And the host even asked such this lovely, silly question. Wouldn't you like to live next to it, near this cake shop? I said, I would. Automatically, because I remember all this taste.
Yeah.
And the brewing smell, the fragrance of the coffee from the shop.
Yeah.
All the Parisians sitting outside on the sidewalk or under the little canopy or something, drinking coffee, eating these delicious creations of cakes, talking and happy.
Yes.
Master.
When I saw that, I remembered and I wanted to go to France and rent a room next to that that vegan cake shop. Oh, tell you the truth, I have to confess. You saw it yourself, right?
Yes.
From Land and Monkey shop?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's really excellent, making all kinds of cakes vegan.
Yes.
Oh, it's so beautiful looking also, yeah?
Yes.
I haven't had the luck to taste it, but it looks so beautiful and I know it would taste good.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was in Europe, some vegan shops offer all these vegan cakes. Not all of them like that, but some. Some of my favorites, like cupcakes, muffins.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, I reminded you also. Well, we are in it together, okay? We are on the same boat. I also don't have anything like that anymore. And don't think that I'm tougher than you. I do miss them. Only when I see them on our TV. Ah, I really hate it when I have to edit these kind of things. Or like cooking shows where we saw so many good people cooking delicious stuff. And by the way, they explain the ingredients. I know it's delicious. Then I was thinking, oh, I have to hire a chef who can cook all these kind of things for me every day. I don't know if I have time to eat it, to be honest with you, because sometimes I have to rush the shows. I'm slow in typing and in computer. When the mouse runs away, I had a difficult time to chase him back. He runs outside of the screen. I don't see him anywhere. And the more I move, the more he disappears. Oh, man. And God has to choose such a person like me. So low tech to be a master and has to have a television. Global television. Take care. And luck has it, for me, I have to even edit them. All the shows that people see all day, I have to see them all. All the things that you show on TV, I have to see them all before we show it to the audience. Imagine how busy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And if I don't catch up, then if it's time, because we have time issue, it's not forever that I can hold on to a show. I have to do it. Sooner is better than later. Because you will have to correct it if I do correct. You have to add something if I have added something. And the subtitler have to do the subtitles. The translator have to do more translation, more or less, or edit or minus.
Yes, Master.
I have to hurry and do it so that you guys can be more comfortable to take care of your job after that. Then the scheduler have to schedule it and arranging all kind of things. I cannot just say, oh, I do it in 2-3 days. I do as quick as I can. It's just that I'm not that fast. Because I also have to think whether or not I delete this or I keep it or add this or not adding that. Is it good or not good? Sometimes it takes some time. And in a rush like that, or if I have to have a conference inside or meditate a lot, then I cannot eat. I cannot sleep. I can't afford that.
Yes, Master.
So it's just a dream to live near the bakery shop like that, even if I live there. As long as we have SMTV, I don't have any chance.
Yes, Master.
And you either, so don't bother. Paris is very expensive. Anyway, I just don't need. I just take what I need and not what I want. Very, very minimum. Not just for food, but everything I use. Only the clothes because I'm modeling it. And the jewelry as well because I design them. I design the clothes and jewelry. I need to do it. Always hiring a model for every set of clothes. Very expensive.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, and it's not always suitable to find them. It doesn't matter. I don't have such a big business anyway, so I just model my own. Also to look decent, to look like refreshing for your eyes. I mean, not just you, but everyone. So that they don't always have to see the same old face and the same old clothes. We are in a modern time. It should be more lively, huh? Colorful, no?
Yes, Master.
To cheer up the miserable world that we live in.
Yes.
So I'm also reading. When I read all this, I was thinking I save it until when we get out of COVID and read it to the congregation in New Land, yeah?
Yes.
every Sunday or Sunday, Saturday or whenever. But then we have the pandemic like forever. So I thought maybe I read it now. At least you can see me, can hear the story, me talk, and the outside disciples, especially to cheer them up.
Yeah.
And maybe others who are non-disciples also cheer them up in this time of troubled waters.
Yeah. Yes, Master.
It's very sad. Every day, if I see the news, people die, over millions already. But that is the minimized number. The real number is more. Even the real infected number is also more. And it's a time for retribution. No one can do anything about it. I can rescue the souls only if they repent. Physically speaking, they have to go through this time of cleansing and payment.
Yes, Master.
Yes. And it's good enough that our planet has not been destroyed already.
Yes,
That
Master.
people still have hope. We keep it afloat until then, till whatever time necessary. If I can, I did many things to protect the planet, so protect people as much as I can.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Master.
And still continue to do it on a daily basis. Just like you have to eat every day in order to keep your body healthy and functioning.
Yes.
Not just one time that you can do it to protect the planet. One time is a general, a big one. But every day, the planet has to be protected in different ways.
Yes.
Thank you, Master.
Also, I cannot use all the power all at once. My body cannot bear it. It has to go through the body. Do you understand that?
Understand.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
Otherwise, there's no need for any master to come to the world.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
Even, for example, like sometimes the heavens want to tell me something, but I'm busy with other things in the physical, like washing, cleaning or something, then they send the bird or the squirrels because I need that physical body to make noise so that I will notice. I say, what is it now? And then they tell me. Today a bird came, for example, told me what. Or yesterday the squirrel, chip, 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 so that I pay attention.
Yes, Master.
Because I cannot just sit and meditate all the time. I have other chores to do and work, SMTV work. So they have to use a physical means to do that. The same with all the masters that came to the planet or any physical planet. Need a physical pole.
Yes.
Yes.
Just like electricity is in the air, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But it needs of electric pole, electric equipment in order to capture this electricity for us to use.
Yes,
Yes.
Master.
In the physical dimension is like that.
Yes.
Just like now. You see, we can see each other, all right. We don't have to sit next to each other to see each other, but we need a computer.
Yeah.
We need camera. We need telephone. All these are physical instruments.
Yes.
Just the physical body of the master is a more sophisticated instrument. And it has a soul, it has Holy Spirit in it. It has heavenly energy through it.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
The electric cord is just an inert kind of element or instrument. But the master body is not just that. Just more, it's a higher dimension, higher equipment.
Yes, Master.
I was trying to tell you something else before I forgot. Never mind then. Maybe next time. Any other questions? So that I may be inspired to explain more to you or not.
Oh, Master, referring to the tree of knowledge,
Yes.
when the question was raised, I had the impression that the human expect the knowledge of something higher. But could it be God is trying to protect the angel from eating it because that tree holds the knowledge of lower levels? Like if you eat it, you will fall. Hence the term falling angel, Master.
Yeah. So after Adam ate it, he and his wife fell. And then they know the pleasure of physical contact, which is maybe nice for them. But then they also know the pain the pain of birth, the pain of death, the pain of other elements that will inflict suffering on you. That is the thing. But I wonder, why did God have to plant the apple tree in there? Actually, God did not think that Adam would disobey him. Or maybe God knew it. Who knows? God never told us too many things, okay? Yes. Maybe God knew. Or else, why would he create Adam? And then after a while, why would Adam feel lonely in heaven so that he had to take a rib out of him and make company for him? Knowing that a man and a woman should not be together so intimately like that. Yeah. And then knowing that if they're intimate together, they will make, other Adams, little tiny Eva running around the whole planet. If God did not know all this, then he cannot be a God, right? Yes. The God who created heaven and earth, the God who knows past, present, and future. How can he not know? How could he not have known that Adam to eat the apple? And to boot, he even created the snake. Knowing that the snake is a great charmer, seducer, to make people fall miserably. He knew all that, didn't he not?
Yes.
And wouldn't you wonder how come the paradise, the Eden, would have a snake in it? And a bad snake as that. Whom would I blame? I would blame God. Okay? I'm sorry, sir. I always tell the truth. That's my mission. You told me I have to tell the truth and I have to be fair and just. And that's what I am. I can't help it. You are the troublemaker for all of us. Yeah? So stop blaming humans. Just help them with what you can. Through me, even. We are discussing a lot. It's from a very small story. The story is just about one page, One printed page. Or maybe 1.5. Yeah. Not much, is it? And we make it a long story. How much time did we spend already? Do you have any idea?
1 hour and 40 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's very exact science nowadays. Very good. Very good, very good. You're getting better all the time. Yeah. We are using computer. These are exact things. So we are getting more and more accurate. Okay, any other ideas or questions?
Yes, Master.
Tell me.
Last time with the story about Adam and the diamond, it sounded like Adam existed many times and that diamond existed many times. Was that the same Adam that reincarnated over and over?
No, God created new Adams, new Evas. Whenever he lost one pair, he created another one, and then they fall in all the time. Or maybe that's what he wanted, to keep creating, because he cannot stop his own creating urge. He has a creative quality within him. He has to create things, just like the artist has to paint, has to create music, has to sing, has to play instruments, okay, with or without an audience.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, and God would have known, but he cannot help it. I guess God cannot help it. But this is a lower level God, low level God. Because if you read the story of Enoch, you will see that God has regretted his creation and was disappointed, but he still continued. And we humans are inheriting that trait, so we continue to create. So we create a lot of babies, yeah. High-rise buildings, airplanes, satellites, computers, yeah. What else? What not? We continue creating all the time. because we inherited this creative power and urge inside. We cannot stop. Yeah, we go into Mars, to the moon, to Venus, and yes, we are not satisfied enough with this planet already. We have to go elsewhere even. Yes, because of the creativeness inside. Any other question?
Well, on that question, Master,
Yes, so ask anything you want.
yes, Master, if God kept creating a new Adam and Eve over and over,
Yes.
why didn't he maybe improve the creation, or did he want to see what Adam would learn in the new creation or something?
Mm-hmm. Let me remind you, it was just a story, okay? Yes, and we did not know whether or not Adam was really created from the soil, from the earth, or whether or not the rib of him has become Eve, or whether or not God continued creating Adam and Eve, whether or not the tree existed. If I were God, after the first failure of the first Adam and Eve, I would chop down the tree. Then we save all the problems from ancient time up to now. Yeah, and we humans would never have to exist in this physical body and world and never have to suffer. Or just get rid of the snake. Or put him in a cage or something. Huh? Right?
Yes.
The two problems God should have dealt with. The tree and the snake. Even we know that. Sir, why didn't you know that? Either that or you knew. Yes, and you wanted to create trouble for us poor earthlings. Yeah, then thank you very much. Right. Okay, huh? Any more questions from the girls? Nothing. Only the boys have so much brain? Shame on us, the girls. Come on, give me a question. No? Then ask your question then. The question that you had in the box for me, which I did not see. Tell me now.
Oh, we didn't have. There weren't.
You don't have it?
We didn't have prepared questions, Mom.
You didn't prepare it?
There weren't.
You didn't print it out for yourself, right? Okay, next time. Is there any urgent question that you don't remember for yourself?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, tell me.
The recent story about the fallen angel that was hung on the mountain.
Yes.
He worked so closely with God in heaven or
Yes.
that place.
Yes.
Why did he fall so quickly and so easily when he worked for such a long time and so closely with God?
Yes. I wonder myself. And then God of heaven blames us for being sinners.
Yes.
We are the less superior in quality and in the makeup of our being. And we live on earth, with all temptations, hardships, and trials, tribulations, all kinds. Why would the angel fall so fast? I guess God forgot to cup the free will because God did not want to be a dictator. I suppose if God is a dictator, then he is no God. Also, yes?
Yeah.
And the free will is that you are free to think what you want.
Right.
Because you are created already and you have a quasi body, even in the light body. You are not nothing anymore. Then you need to have perhaps ego, brain, mind, thinking pattern in order to function, to work. If you don't have all that, how would you serve God then? If God wants an apple, you don't know what an apple is. You have to know many things. And for knowing too many things, your mind will breed something else as a side effect, as a byproduct, no?
Yes, Master.
And you can see, you can hear, you can observe that God treats the human so nicely. Yeah, you remember the last story I told you about the fallen angels?
Yes.
Satan appeared to him at the last when he's all seduced and bad already. He said to Adam, that's how he revenged him. Because the moment that God created humans, he began to be punished. Because then he saw the humans and he compared. Before there were only angels, nothing else. So he's adopted child of God alone. After that, God created humans and God dotted on humans. And then these two angels became jealous and began to think, to compare that God, how come God treats humans so good? Yes, and they enjoy many privileges, many things that the angels don't have. For example, I don't think the angels could eat things like we eat. Maybe they should be happy that they don't need to eat. Because for food, we toil so much, the humans, day and night, in order to have food. But the angels don't have to. If they don't have to eat, they don't have to have physical body. They don't have to eat, then they don't have to toil so much. And they just help God to take care of the creation, to keep everything in order, according to the moral and virtue standards. That's all the angel has to do. But then they are not contented with that because they have the mind already. They have this thinking process developing. So they begin to compare. They say God treats humans better even though humans are lousy, garbage, don't respect God, don't keep the rules and all that, and God still loves them. Well, all the parents love their children, no?
Yes, Master.
God was the same. God also loved the angels. It's just that they made trouble for themselves. All because of free will, I think. The free will nourishes the ego as well. Yeah, it's not that easy. Once the angels begin to do many things for God and begin to compare themselves, their privileges with the humans, then the ego has already developed. Because they know too much. They have too much priority. They have too much privilege and too much power. So their ego begin to also grow along with all that, all the knowledge that they acquired due to serving God. They become so intelligent, so knowledgeable that their ego also grow along with it. Some of the masters say that the more education a person has, the less easy to meditate. Because there's too much in here. And too much thinking. Yes, too much thinking. And too much doubt. Like doubting Thomas. How can Jesus die and be resurrected again?
Yes.
Something like that. And many people also don't believe what I'm saying. Because they have too much ego. Too much worldly knowledge. The good and the bad knowledge that God did not want humans to have. Yes, that is an obstruction for spiritual development and progress. Yes, you tend to compare, you tend to reason, you tend to intellectualize any kind of concept, even the spiritual concepts, instead of direct knowledge by meditation, observing the light and the sound from within and developing more and more wisdom, means regaining more and more of yourself to go back to heavens. You compare, you intellectualize, you argue with all the principles in spiritual practice compared to science and all that stuff, and then it slows you down. Or you quit, or you don't believe at all. Got that?
Yes, Master.
It's not like a rule, it's just generally speaking only, yeah? But not all of the intellectual people are so skeptical like that. Evidence is that in our group, there are so many highly educated people, yeah, as disciples. There are doctors, engineers, scientists, etc., etc. You know that, right, by now?
Yes.
Professor, inventors, yes. Okay, good. Any other question, Loving?
One more question, Master.
No more.
One more, Master.
Isaiah, please.
Yes, Master. Master said that you could speak with the goddesses immediately like just an understanding.
Yes.
In that case, why was Pusu developed?
Ah, it's just for fun. If we use it, okay? Yes. It's like a melodious kind of vibration. It's not a language. Huh? I just translate it into English. But if you are in Timbuktu's land, you would not hear like that. You would not hear Pusu, or you would not hear Timbuktu. It's like the sound current that you are practicing as a meditation method. It's not a language, okay?
Yes, Master.
But in it are the contents of all kind of knowledge and wisdom in the sound current. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Uh-huh. So the more you practice the Kuan Yin, has to be proportional with the light, okay? The more you practice the sound current and the light in proportion, the more you grow in knowledge and wisdom. Not just physically, but heavenly. It's not a language, but it is a language. If I translate it into our language, and then it looks like a language, okay, huh?
Yes, Master.
Pusu was developed because there are some of the lower level who come up in the beginning. They like to use them also.
Yes, Master.
And later on, when they got used to more of the vibrational way of life, they don't talk like that. Even using that sound or the current or the vibration. It's just an expression of that word. It's just like, okay, if you go to the first level, I told you you will hear what. Remember?
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
That's the expression of the astral world in language, but without language, like in our world. And then on the second level of heaven, you will hear what, yes? And the third level, fourth level, fifth level, etc., etc. This is the expression, the vibration frequency of that word, in which they all tune in order to understand each other without a spoken language. And if I translate it into English, it means this and that, and it sounds like this and that. Capiche now?
Yes, Master.
Yes.
But I have to explain it to you, the similarity. Otherwise, you don't know what is what. Okay, huh?
Yes.
Okay. You are satisfied?
Yes, Master. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You are done now. Is there any other question that you want to ask? Any worldly question also okay. Political maybe? We are not political, but sometimes we have to do something to do with politics. It's just for the world's peace and wellness. It's not political. Because if you truly are political, you have to jump into those parties or do it every day, comments every day or whatever. But we could also comment on political events because we are also television, yes? And we're broadcasting not only for disciples, but anyone who can read and see it. If they have questions in their minds also, we answer that through talking, yeah, now and then. Actually, politics is not very interesting anyway. It's always, fighting. Somebody go down, somebody went up. Something like that. Okay, huh? And I am always glad to see if some politicians really worry about their people and take care of them, take care of their citizens. Then I'm really happy. And I'm very sad when the opposite is going on. And I can see through some politicians that they're really just for fame and profit. That's very saddening. When the people are dying and suffering from all kinds of hardship, and they don't care, just argue about petty things or accusing wrongly or fakely, or defaming some innocent opposition or something like that. This really saddens me so much. And if I can do something, of course I say something or do something. If not, mostly I just help them quietly, okay?
Yeah.
I help the both oppositions quietly so that the things tone down. And the bad ones don't commit too bad sins by wrongly defaming others. And the good ones will not be too much harmed. That's all I can do, but quietly. Everything I told you, sometimes it does not always turn out the way it should. So I just do it quietly. It's better. Yeah? Okay. All right, my love. You are not sleepy, aren't you? It's almost 2 o'clock a.m. You don't realize?
No, really?
Okay, never mind. Are you happy now?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Have a change, right? Yes. Me too have a change to see all your handsome covered faces. Beautiful head down face. It's okay. We work together, so I consider you colleague. So now and then we just see each other. It's fine. Yes?
Yes.
I'm glad that you live together in the same place so you don't have to, do the Zooming because then I'd be lost. I don't know how to Zoom. Yeah, it could be more complicated. And we cannot Zoom with so many people at the same time. So we are still lucky, no?
Yes, Master.
And thank you for staying there, hanging in there so we can see each other sometimes. All right then, huh? No more questions, right?
I do, Master.
Please.
I have one worthy question.
Yeah.
Like you say that God created humans with free will,
Yes.
and it seems like since ancient times there are always wars here and there. It happened to one country and then moved to another.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, if we have free will, then I would say most of the world population don't like to have war, Master.
Yes.
Meaning our will is to have peace.
Yes.
And love, like not harming animals or even other beings.
Correct.
And I'm just thinking, I don't have the factual number. I would believe majority of the human don't like war, like peace.
Of course not. Yes. And most of them have love in their heart for poorer people, for unfortunate people and for animals.
Yes.
Yeah. Just that. Okay. Tell me.
Yes, and how come our free will cannot overcome the so-called negative energy or force? Hence, the war continue moving from one region to another, Master.
Yes. You forget the snake.
Oh.
Huh?
So still alive, the snake.
The snake is a problem. You see, Adam and Eve were happy in heaven, okay? Until the snake came along.
Yes.
And seduced them. Oh, if you eat this apple, you will be as great as God. That's why God doesn't want you to eat it. And that makes the ego came up, praising them and leading them into some illusionary dream for the future and all that stuff, telling them all good things about the apple, and then they ate it. See that?
Yes.
Eve ate first, right?
Yes.
If I remember. And then she gave it to Adam. Adam hesitated to eat, but in man, he always listened to his wife. So there we are. Huh? Our foreparents could not resist this seduction from the snake. So there will be always some people who listen to the snake. The invisible snake who told them that, okay, why not? You make a lot of money creating weapons. Then after creating weapons, you have to think of the way to seduce people into buying it. And then when you make some new ones, you have to, seduce them into fighting with each other for using it first. Then buy more, make more money. It doesn't take a lot of people to make war, because humans also have this kind of herd mentality.
Yes.
We listen to each other, and we infect each other. We affect each other. We drag each other into something that we do together. Some people cannot live alone. They will feel absolutely lost, lonely, miserable. They need the people around them. So if one or few started the war or started some idea, other people follow.
Yes.
You can see that during all the wars that happened, only some people started the war and then others followed, either enthusiastically or just following like the ship, or cannot not follow because the law of the country make it that you have to enlist in the army when the government says so. See that?
Yes.
And have to go fight, or fight inside your country, or fight outside the country if needed. Then it cycles again and again like a circle. And the people who are killed come back and kill you, and then you come back again and kill them, and etc., etc. It will not stop then. Once it started, the wheel of vengeance and reincarnation will keep running. It takes forgiveness and love to stop, but by then the humans will be too drunken, too poisoned in their hatred and vengeance that they could not stop. That's how it is. Yes, I'm glad you asked some good questions today. Impromptu even, not even thinking in advance or writing it down in the paper and put it in the box. I mean, the internet box.
Yes.
For me.
Master,
Yes.
now that you've locked away Maya, does that reduce the impact of the snake? Or should the snake have less influence now on people's mentality?
The snake is now inside the humans. That is the problem. After millions of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years, the snake has infiltrated the human system already. So it is for us now to decide, okay? Maya is an external force that makes it more difficult to resist. But Maya is gone. There's a less extra burden only. The snake is still inside. The poison is still there, lingering. It's very difficult to take out. We have to take the free will now in our hands, and the power of love and forgiveness, and the power of the children of God to decide what's the best to do, what's the right thing to do. No one else can help us except ourselves. Do you understand?
Yes, Master.
That is that. You cannot convince your neighbor to do what you do, no? Can you?
No.
You can't even convince other brother and sister disciples to come and work with you, no?
No, Master.
Even they came, they also left. Some of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's such a short time. The snake did not get out yet. Just like some people have worms in their stomach. They take a strong dose of medicine to get rid of them.
Yes.
But unlike the worms, which are physical and easy to deal with, these things are invisible and also very powerful. The snake, yes? Even it could charm the couple, the first children of God, whom God loved so much and created with love, and breathed His own life force into them.
Yes.
Imagine how powerful it is. And we now, humans, alone on the planet, not in Eden even. Adam and Eve lived next to God, with God, and still got seduced. So us humans, the snake within us is difficult to get rid of. Unless we really want to. Nothing we want cannot be done in the spiritual realm, because we are the children of God. We have that power. But many people are so seduced, so lost in this physical domain that they forget everything. They forget heavens, they forget God. Even if they go to the church, they don't really remember God. Not in the real sense. They go there and sing and then eat some cakes or go next door, drink coffee and then go home. Just like a habit. Just like a duty in a community. You know, you have to go to the church, otherwise other people look at you with different eyes, yeah? Look down upon you, for example, like that. In small communities, they do that, they have to. Or some politicians, they have to go to the church to show people that they are religious. But they're not real in the heart.
Yes, Master.
Because if they really do that, they would not go on so disgustingly with vengeance on fake accusations and using all means to defeat their opponents, even though the opponents are already on their knees, lost everything already, have nothing, and still continue to want to beat them down, not just verbally, but physically, and using the courts and using their position, using their privileged power to pursue to the end, to whatever end, and like no end, just to beat the opponent so that they will never exist anymore in the political arena. And that is really despicable. You see that? Yes?
Yes.
You see the snake within humans or not?
Yes.
Now you know. You know very well if you read the news.
Yes, Master.
By now you have understood.
Yes.
It's very scary, the snake within humans, that even God cannot prevent it. You saw that very well? No?
Yes, Master. Yes.
And just one snake, think about that. Just one snake defeated the whole heaven.
Yes, Master.
So in our world, similarly, just some people, few people with strong charisma, with strong words, with sure-footed kind of talk and manner, and then other people will follow, and follow also for the benefit, for fame and gain, for prestige, for whatever in this world, whatever gain in this world they think is so important for them. They follow. All the same minded, all the same similar snake inside. You can see very well which is which.
Yes, Master.
You can see their attitude, their vengeance and their actions. You can see who is who. You can see who is the snake and who is the victim.
Yes, Master.
Two, first children of God, created by God, breathed in the life force by God, nourished by God, educated by God, and still can be defeated, seduced by one snake only. Snake even, not even a human being, not even a stronger being. It's a snake, they, even if they're so big, they cannot be as big as I am, even if I'm small.
Yes.
They're long, but they are not that big. The big one could be like this, like your palm, and can seduce the two strong, powerful humans. Adam must have been very giant, very big, in order for God to take out a rib and make another human being, smaller size than him, but it's not a rib, man. It's not my rib, or it's not your rib, is it? Yes? Just take out your rib and compare. How can you make a woman out of that? So Adam must have been very strong, powerful, big, giant.
Yes,
like most of the heavenly beings, they are very big compared to us. They are like mountains.
Yes.
Yeah. If they appear to me, they have to reduce their size, or I won't see their faces at all. Sometimes one of my attendants before, she saw even just some normal heavens beings, not very high, but they are so tall, so tall. She's not even as big as their foot. Wow. She stood at their feet like a worm. And also in some of the Buddhist scriptures, describing when Maudgalyana went to some of the heavens. In those heavens, they are very, very big, so their ball is very big. So when he went up there, he's like a fly that landed on their bowl, eating bowl.
Yes.
Or something, utensil that they use, a lower heaven, of course. So imagine two giant human beings like that. I mean, children of God, truly, first children of God like that, and being seduced by such a little snake. And can you imagine, if that snake was within you or encompassed you inside already, how would you ever resist doing evil things? Got that? Against the will of God.
Yes, Master.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Master.
Yeah, I know. I know God and free will. Free will seems not to be good for us. But if we go back to heaven, then there will be no more of these problems. Because the situation also causes a problem for humans.
Yes, ma'am.
Free will is only for the created beings, yes? In the higher heavens, we don't have that problem. We don't ever struggle to decide, is that wrong, is that right, should I do this or should I not?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Master.
That problem is eliminated. We still have free will, but we don't use that. We don't abuse that free will anymore because we are not coated in this earthly element dress anymore. We are free. Okay? Only in this coat of soil, of earth elements as a body, then we have to have the mind. And the mind, cannot always decide the good things if it's influenced by the snake. Just like Adam and Eve, in the physical earth body, they cannot comprehend very well. They cannot make very good decisions with their free will. And that's why God keeps forgiving them.
Yes, Master.
Keeps forgiving humans until the angels cannot bear it and become jealous.
Yes.
We talk about all these abstract things. It's very difficult to understand also. Just take it as a amusing bedtime story, okay? In this case, it's a morning story. In a few hours, you have to wake up again and go to group meditation, and you still sit there wide-eyed. Wait until you go to bed and you feel, oh my God, am I still here? How can I even wake up in the morning when the alarm clock rings? You just shut it off. Oh, Master, forgive me. Last time the story was too good. Oh, I cannot get up. Okay, any more questions, my love?
One question, Master.
Yes?
Concerning a political question.
Yes.
Are there angels and demons on both sides of both political parties? Is there a good and a bad side, or they change depending on time? Maybe a different leader comes up and it changes?
Yes, of course, they change. Different angels come for different leader of a different party. And you can see what they do. Then you can, if you observe their actions, whether or not they are logical or helpful to the country despite the outlook, then you can tell which party has angels, even though you don't see them with your eyes, but some people see. And even if you cannot believe them, but you can observe the actions of whatever party, then you know which side has angels, which side has demons. The demons are allowed to be there because of the karma of the country.
Yes.
The leaders are the ones that they take control of. They are just a tool. They have no control power. Remember the Surangama Sutra, I read to you many stories of even the spiritual practitioners, because of their desire or their greed or their wrong concept, that allows the demons to come and take possession of them, of their mind, of their decisions. And then they became so powerful that everybody loved them, followed them blindly, even though they did wrong. Even like the sexual misconduct or greedy possession, taking things from the people and all that, but nobody criticizes. Nobody says anything because of the power of the demon. Remember?
Yes.
Remember the story?
Yes, Master.
From Surangama Sutra, I told you many similar stories.
Yes, Master.
Until the demons has had enough fun with them. And then they left. Then the so-called teacher or master and the so-called followers, the ones who did all wrong, went to jail. The government caught them and persecuted them, and they went to jail. Remember all that?
Yes, Master.
Okay, similarly, many things nowadays in the political arena, you would think, huh? How can that happen? And nobody says anything. And how can the court not even judge them? How can the court refuse the good one and doesn't judge the bad one?
Yes.
For example, despite all the evidence, it's just so clear to your eyes, like the computer in front of me. You can see, you can judge it, but the people following them, love them, cheering them up, calling them good names, meanwhile, trample upon the good person sent by God. Yes, even the top religious leader condemned that good person sent by God. For example,
Yes.
even though it's not his call, it seems like he doesn't read anything, he doesn't see the news, or he has no judgment of his own. Yeah. We have to always be vigilant of our thoughts, about the snake inside. Because the snake will make us think, decide something, and then we will do wrong.
Yes.
So you can see very well, you don't need that artist to paint the picture of an angel around any leader in order to know. Because many of the politicians, for example, they do things according to the fashion of the trend of the day.
Yeah.
Even though it does no good. But it's a trend, and the people believe in that. And they just do it to be in fashion, to be supported,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
to be voted for, but they have nothing in their hearts. And these things they do mostly are not good for the country, not good for people. Only if you have wisdom eye, you can see that. Only if you have developed your own wisdom, you can discern it. Otherwise, it doesn't look the way it looks. It's not the way it seems. I can see very clearly, but who am I to say anything? I mean, who would believe me when they already saw blindfolded? But you can see very clearly, okay, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Master.
Master, could you please give us a hint?
A hint. You can see, for example, if somebody like President Trump, who has united many nations together in peace and harmony so that their citizens have no more fear of war, suffering, and grievance of loss and or injuries because of the war and the famine and untold suffering. Someone who is able to do that is exceptional, even though he did not have much praise for that due to jealousy or ignorance or blindness of some humans. But someone who has been able to do that kind of extraordinary work, then you must know very well and obviously he has the support of heavens, and he must have angels, protectors from the positive power around him or with him 24/7.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Master.
So just like our Lord Jesus in old time, not that Trump is compared to Jesus. What I mean is that to be a good being, a saintly person, or good leader in this world, you are often persecuted like that, as if the humans are blind, deaf, and dumb, cannot distinguish between right and wrong, a good person and bad person. But you can tell, okay?
Yes.
The people with wisdom, they can tell. But the people without wisdom, because they're blind, they are blindfolded with hatred and vengeance and selfish, petty mentality. They cannot see it, or they don't want to see it. Now, is it clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Master.
I don't really hint. Well, I am always straight. I always tell the truth, and you know that by now.
Yes.
Like I have said many times, due to scientific evidence that the methane gas will disperse quickly out of the atmosphere. And if we get rid of the methane gas by eliminating animal industries, which produce the most methane gas, more than all the airplanes and the cars and all these mechanical stuff together. And so if we get rid of the methane, then the planet will cool down quickly. And the CO2 and all that, we can slowly change. Because the CO2 will last thousands of years in the atmosphere. So even if we get rid of the CO2, The CO2 is still there from the past.
Yes, Master.
And how long until you get rid of the CO2? Anyway, I mean the carbon dioxide from the car and from the ship and whatever. How long will you be able to do that? Because people are still driving cars, using all kind of machines that emit the CO2. But the methane, if we get rid of animal in the street, then no more. It will disappear in just some 10 years. And the planet will be saved. Because the methane warms the planet the most. But luckily, it's the most easy to get rid of and fastest. Yes. It's so logical to all eyes, all ears, but nobody does that. Nobody follows. All the top leaders of the world that ignore this fact, scientifically proven. Even children would understand that. But seems like they don't understand or they don't want to. So if the planet has trouble, if all people or any people are killed because of the climate change, the government leaders, I say, are guilty because they have the power to stop it, to change it. I hope they rethink about that so they don't have to go down to hell and answer to the king of hell or the Maya waiting for them. Satan waiting for them. Like we attract like. No need to say that I'm threatening anybody. You are in power. You're in privilege. You are well paid. You're getting rich by the taxpayers of your country. You should do what you must do in order to rescue your people. And if you don't, then you're guilty of murdering humans, not just animals. I'm telling you the truth like that. Sorry. What else? Oh, did I answer your question fully?
Yes, Master. Thank you, Master.
You're satisfied with that?
Yes, Master.
Good. Thank you for getting me into trouble again. But I have to speak out. I told you with you, I'll be honest in every way. Okay?
Yes, yes, Master.
At least I tell you what I can, and whatever heaven told me not. Also because of the world, then I won't tell. But everything I tell you honestly, 100%. I have nothing hidden from you. All right. Any more questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Who? Man or woman?
Sisters go.
Sister, go first. Lady first.
Okay.
Go.
Master, I was wondering, the political situation in America right now, is it like a symbolic battle between good and bad, between a greater change coming in the world? And also, for example, Master mentioned that President Donald Trump is maybe, I think Master said, maybe one of the last chances for a vegan world.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he can try again, okay?
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
He has just been acquitted of the wrong accusation. They even call him and his followers terrorists and all that. Meanwhile, they are terrorizing half of your country, people at least, by scare tactics. So, I think I'm already in trouble. I don't care. I'm telling you. Maybe Mr. Trump will try again, okay? I don't want to tell you anything anymore. Every time I tell you something, it goes wrong. Even I told you about the tools that I was very, very proud of, like a Swiss knife and all that. Next day, I lost it. I told you already, the toolbox is all lost. The nails and the tools that I need, the screwdriver, it's all gone. Yeah. Of course, I can buy it again, but what I mean is, oh God, how can it be so quick? I mean, I just told them and it's gone. Many things I told people, the disciples, the next time is no good for me. Okay, huh? Yes.
Yes.
Never mind. I did not say Mr. Trump is the last chance, did I? You asked if he is, right?
Yes, I think Master mentioned that he is one of the hopes for this.
Oh, yeah. Because he's a good instrument for peace. You can see that already, right?
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Okay. If you read the news, you follow the news, you can see some of the effect. Okay? Anything Mr. Trump wanted to do or did, they kind of delete it.
Nullify?
Oh, yeah. Or do the opposite way, okay? Just to be the opposite. Just because it was from Trump, for example. But I say with Trump we will have more chance for peace, and we're vegan, even though he was not vegan. But I just say we have more chance with him. I didn't say the last chance, okay?
Yes, Master.
We must have hope and prayers still.
Yes, Master.
And I'm still working with quietly to help in any way I can, to minimize the effect and to help the opposition for both. Yes.
Yes, Master.
And I just do what I can only. I have to always have to be also fair and just, yeah, for the victims. If they don't listen to me and they don't want to let go, they still want to revenge, then I cannot do anything.
Yes.
I cannot punish them for that. They have the right to revenge. I mean, the souls that have been killed in the animal factory and all that, and the victims of wars and oppression and victims of all kinds of human trafficking that die in agony and die wrongly and early. All these victims, if they don't listen and they don't want to let go, then I cannot do anything.
Yes.
I have to respect the flow of the karma circle.
Yes, Master.
So whatever I can do, I do. If I cannot do, I just let it go. Huh?
Yes.
Humans have to be awakened also, okay? After so many masters came and went. I mean, if they want to, they can. Just they don't want to. You can see it so obviously about the climate change, not to talk about anything else. They don't want to. They don't want to let go of that piece of meat, even the neighbors dying from climate change, because they are in power, so they have privilege. They live in a safe house, safe area, they have safe car, they even have safe bodyguards or police or the whole army with them. They never short of anything. So they cannot sympathize with the poorer people who cannot afford anything like that.
Yes.
They don't know hardship. So I was surprised that Mr. Trump, even though he was not like one of the poor people, but he sympathized with the poorer workers. He revived or the work for the workers to continue to do their jobs, because sometimes those people maybe they have no other job training, they didn't know what else to do. And if you are already in the middle age or above, you cannot train anymore. Nobody accepts you or anything. It's very difficult to find a job when you are already older. And then if you don't have a job, you lose the house. Many Americans are losing houses right now, and the amounts of homeless in, for example, in LA, in California, is rising up and up. It's not only suffering for the homeless people, but also for their neighbors who are more well off, because they worry that a lot of homeless in their hometown nearby, then their value, their security, and all that are threatened. Because the homeless people, they live sometimes in tents, but they also use some maybe a kerosene light or oven to warm themselves up in winter. And the neighbors nearby, they worry that they will burn their tent if they are careless. And then it burn the whole area of tents, many tents together, and it will affect their house.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, all kind of things. It's not like, okay, you're homeless, no problem. It causes a problem in the society and the neighborhood as well. And the homeless keep rising now because of the pandemic, because people lose their job. And the stimulus check that the government promised, they're discussing forever. Don't know when people will get it. Before President Trump went out of office, he wanted people to have at least $2,000 stimulus check. But then they argue. The Democrats didn't want it and all that. And then later on, they forced him. He had to sign $600 only. He had to. Because if he waited until they agreed, then maybe people would have nothing. So he was very reluctant, and he had to sign for $600. And now the other party came up. They want to pay more, so flashing out the money too. But money is not everything, even though people are happy to get a check. But if you don't do your job well, if you don't have sincere intention, people will smell it. People are smart. The majority of people, they can sense who is sincere, who is not. Maybe after the snake is gone, after the demon disappears. Yeah, it begins to, like, wind down already. The support and the popularity. I saw a little bit different in the news now. The tone is quite different now than before. Okay? It could be less and less. So I think the other party, the opposition party, should be careful and behave themselves properly. Really think of the suffering people. Really work for the people. Really think of the way to help them. Not just to enjoy your power and privilege, and whoever dies, they don't care. Then not only God will punish you, but people will also, in some way, even though they have less power. But the power of people is strong. If it keeps brewing up, then it will be mighty and unstoppable. If you are in the political arena, you should better think about that. Many kings came and went. Many great kings like Alexander also at the end had nothing. Because this world is like that. We brought in nothing. We will go with nothing. So the most important thing is during our life, we have to do good. We have to really think of others. If we have the chance and the power to change the people's lives and make it a better life for them, then you will have a better position after life, because the afterlife exists. Everybody knows that by now through near-death experiences, books or films or their own intellectual power would know about that. Okay, thank you for all your trouble questions. Any more? Don't worry. I'm getting old already. And whatever happens, I have lived a good life. I mean, good in my standard, not like luxury life or good anything, but a good life. Because I'm good. Because I do good. Okay? That's what I call a good life. Any more questions, my love?
Master, you in the beginning of this talk, you thanked us and you said how much you appreciate us.
Yes.
But we all really appreciate you so much, because without what you are doing and all the sacrifices that you make, this world right now would not be around. So it's you who we really, really thank, and I believe most of us are really, really grateful for everything you do, all the sacrifices you make, everything new you're learning, the computers just to help us, even though it affects you. You're doing everything you possibly can, and we are very, very grateful for that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Master.
For your kind words. Thank you that you really understand. That's what we live for. What else would we do? See, just like what else would you do? Knowing that this is the best way to serve and to help others. Otherwise, what for we are born, and what for we live, and what for we die, if we do nothing good, right?
Yes.
I don't consider it a sacrifice, even though that's the word we use in human language. I just feel sad many a time because I cannot do much more due to the physical limits of the body and the mind and the social situation. But we do what we can. It's not about success or failure, or it's about that we try our best. That is what counts. We all know that whatever job we do, it demands some effort, whatever job we do, especially this job. I really appreciate you very much. That's why I rushed this conference, even though it's only 5 or 6 days ago I talked to you.
Yeah.
But I feel like I should express my appreciation to you when it's still hot, when it's still there. Because maybe tomorrow I am too busy with other things, or so other things will distract me or flag me down, that I don't have such a genuine and enthusiastic appreciation to express to you. It might not be the same when you're affected by other circumstances and mood. You got that?
Yes, Master.
Yeah, so I thought I expressed today when I still can. I wanted to say that already in the morning, but then I have work to do. And evening I still have some work to do, some shows to check, But I thought these shows are not urgent, so I can postpone it for now, and then I can do it later in the night, or still can tomorrow. Still have time. That's why I request you guys to send me shows, not like for immediate airing, because sometimes we don't have enough time to react if we correct or if we want to redo or change the host for some reason.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're not up to our standard or any other thing can happen. Or maybe I had to move immediately, then I cannot take care of that show. Yes, because I'm all alone. It's not like somebody else can take my job. So the earlier we have, the better for all of us, because the translators still have to do it. And I told you already before, so I don't want to talk again about that. Because one job affects every other job.
Yes.
We are a team. We work together. One does translation, one does subtitles, one does the graphics, one does the touch-up, one does the audio, one does the video, one does the selection of the shows, one does the editing of the shows, editing the voice, editing the script, and I do the final, for example, and we all work together. We hang on together, so if one person delayed, many other things can be delayed as well.
Yes, ma'am.
And we are not doing a teleconference like this. We can do it later or earlier. The television show has to go on time. I thank you, all of you, even if you make mistakes in the show in different ways. The writing's not good enough or not. Somebody also has to write, even though I correct. But I appreciate the writers very much too. I cannot write all these shows by myself. Not to talk about all the tech and all the internet connection and all together, I cannot do much. So I really appreciate you very much, and I think you're very, very special. You must have been God sent, yes, to help the world in this time of critical moments. I really thank you, and may God bless you so much, as much as possible.
Thank you, Master.
Materially, you don't really need much. Whatever you want to order and you have it, right?
Yes, Master.
Yes, you don't really need anything here. You don't need money to spend even. So that is that. Did I answer your question, your last question?
Yes, Master.
Oh, no, it's not a question. It's an appreciation. Thank you for saying that. It's very nice of you. Very kind of you. Very kind. I appreciate that. Very good to always hear somebody who appreciates you.
Yes, ma'am.
No matter who you are. That's why I said to Taiwanese disciples sometimes also, it's not about politics, but I say you have to support your good government. When there is a good government, a good leader, we have to support expressively in words or in action also. Not wait until some bad government comes and then complain. It's too late. So I often, before, not often, but now and then I praise the Taiwanese government for giving the citizens so much freedom and democracy compared to some other countries. I really appreciate Taiwanese government so much. No matter who came up to be the president, they have a similar policy of democracy. So in the country, even though small but strong, people are happy. Most people are satisfied, have enough basics to live on. And the poor people, the government takes care also. If you don't have enough money and fix the standard, like poverty, the government gives them money. We also give some, whom we know, some supporting some financially or buying things for them. Taiwan is really a good democratic country, and I pray God to continue blessing the country and the government, whoever comes. Of course, in politics, they compete with each other to come up, and it depends on the people to vote for whom to come up. But most of the presidents up to now, they're all good. They leave the citizens in freedom. It's very good. So in the country, even small, but you have everything you need. And also, you have so many religions in the country. None of the religions are oppressed or harassed or forbidden, nothing. Of course, if you do things that harm people or kill people, then the government takes care as a criminal case. But otherwise, religions are the free market. The government doesn't do anything. Sometimes some of the initiates, your brothers and sisters, come from other countries. They worry because in their country they are too strict. They don't dare to say whom they believe, accept the standard, or maybe no belief. The government doesn't advocate believing in any faith or God or anything. Then they come to Taiwan. They're scared to say why they came, and they just talk around. They don't dare to lie, but they talk around. They don't say much until maybe the immigration officers caught it and said, "You are a disciple of Supreme Master Ching Hai, right?" or maybe caught the ID card, the initiation card, and then okay, the tail leaked out. The tail came out, the head covered, but the tail comes out, wagging. So the disciples, yeah, yes. Then the officer said, "Why didn't you say it? Huh? Why did you have to hide, to cover it up?" She said, we're scared. We don't know because maybe here she is not a main official religion. Maybe you think she is not a good religion, like cult. Yeah, maybe in your country, master is like a cult or something. Therefore, we don't dare to say it, but we believe her. We're coming now to see her. Finally, they say, "No, in our country here, no code, nothing. Everybody is free to believe what they want, as long as it's no harm. You see, no do any harm." And they say, "Master Ching Hai teaches all good things, all the good precepts to make people good and be moral and virtuous persons. So it's also peaceful for our country." Next time you don't, you just say straight, you go to see Master Ching Hai, we let you go fast quickly. The way you did, we keep you so long because you are talking reluctantly and here and there, like hiding something. That's why we keep asking you. If you just say you are a disciple of Supreme Master Ching Hai, you pass like zoom. Some disciples told me this story is very funny. So I know more about the government of the country, and I really, really appreciate it. No matter who is the president, they're all good. They're all good. Because in the country, they have religious freedom, so at least they learn something from some religions, some faiths, like Yiquan Tao, Lao Jiao, and Confucius doctrine of Buddhism. So it affects the whole country. The atmosphere of belief, of virtue, of fearing God and respecting practitioners and saints of the past and present, like that. In Taiwan, they respect very much the monks and nuns. Every year they have a big celebration to confer the title of Bhikshu and Bhikshuni, high monks and high nuns, to hundreds or thousands of people. You can go become a monk free of charge. And they will have a ceremony, maybe long time, many weeks, many temples in Taiwan. And that affects, we don't talk about heavens and hell yet, we talk about the effect it has on the energy of the country as a whole.
Yes.
People have a good heart because they fear karma, they fear the retribution of doing bad deeds. So they are doing good. Mostly, of course, every country has some snakes somewhere, trying to seduce Adam and Eve to do bad things. And even though they regret afterward, it's too late. Yes. Most Taiwanese people are good. I say that many times. All right, my love. Did I really answer your question? I forgot. What did you ask? I talk so much. The calendar keeps going.
It wasn't months. A question, it was appreciation.
Appreciation? Then why did I talk about Taiwan? Oh, I said about the government. Good government we have to appreciate also. We have to support. Don't wait until the bad governments then complain. But still, you never know. Sometimes But some of the questions before is a karma also of the country that allows that to happen. And that we cannot do much except praying and helping invisibly, quietly, to minimize the effect. Okay, any other questions, love? No, I'm not reading why I keep holding my glass. Any more questions?
In some countries, the government buildings that Master has spoken about, the hell roads, sometimes the leaders don't move. Is heaven allowed to destroy those roads?
Not really, no. Because you don't have to destroy it. If you do good things, then the road is useless. They're not allowed to come up.
Okay.
The demons or the ghosts or the devils are not allowed to come up.
Okay.
But if they do bad things, then the road just opens.
All right.
I mean, the whole country, not the leader himself or herself.
Yes.
Not just the government. But when the government is righteous, that helps.
Yes.
Yeah, if the government is not righteous, the leaders are bad in some way, then the country will also be more devastated.
Yeah.
More unusual weather, more deadly disasters, more uncontrollable diseases and stuff like that.
Yes.
It does not just affect the government inside that building, but the people at large also. That reinforces the devil's power to do it. They are allowed to go get people, make people sick, make people die. If the people are not good enough, not adhering to the principles of the universe, like do good, avoid bad things, no cheating, no lying, be honest. But if the government is bad, then it's worse. The demons are allowed to come up and infect them and make them do some bad things or have bad thinking. They cannot get out of that. It depends on your heart, your desire inside, that you attract, angels or demons. That is always the case. Of course, like attract like. That's why people say, beware of what you wish for. Yeah. Unluckily, there are still some snakes around. And if people are not stable in their own virtue standard, then they can sway them. Yeah. They can sway the vulnerable and the desiring, greedy people, unscrupulous people, not good people.
Yes.
Unclean, bad, not pure inside. I mean, like a bribable, a greedy. Unluckily, not many people can see things. They just see outside, but don't see the real things. That's why. In the physical world as is, we cannot always destroy all the hell roads. Yes, the people have to change, and the hell roads will disappear. No need to close it, or it will be rendered useless.
Right.
Because they're not allowed to come up. Just like Alexander the Great, he was a great ruler, great warrior. He conquered many nations. He could not conquer the gate of heaven. Just one angel could stop him and his army outside.
Yes.
Yes. But when people don't have that direct experience like Alexander, then they do anything according to the snake advice. Because they attract the snake by their own unscrupulous nature and inside lowly desire that attract them. And then the snake will reinforce them to make them even stronger and make more wrong. Imagine in heaven, Adam and Eve just made a couple of mistakes like that. And also were the victims of the snake. Even then, God did not forgive. Because this is a God of judgment. The God of, as you sow, so shall you reap. Yeah? The God of punishment and reward. Is not the higher God in a higher realm. Yes, even in the fifth realm already, in the shadow world, we don't have that system. We don't have the punishment and reward. We don't have the judgment because all is good and peaceful. And for people, it's easy to be good and pious. Yes, in this world, that's too much tricks and traps, turbulence and situations and temptations that make people fall easily. Yeah, and the snake also. Imagine in heaven, in Eden, near God, and they had everything they wanted. Life is peaceful, no eventful situation for them to have to take care or to be distracted. Still, the snake can, what? Seduce them. You see that?
Yes, Master.
How would humans in this world be strong enough to withstand all that? We don't have just an apple tree. we have all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And then humans created more and more, many other things even more destructive to people. You know, porn, yeah, films, these sex clubs, gangs, yeah, drug dealings, make a lot of money, easy money, etc., etc. Gun production, easy just to pull the trigger and somebody dead. Even just to save yourself. It's a very easy way.
Yes.
So how can a human, far from Eden, and have so many snakes running around, and have hell roads and demons gates and all that, how would they resist all this? You see?
Yes.
I'm very sorry for the human race. Very, very sorry. Heartbrokenly sorry. A lot of times, whenever I think about all the hardships they have to go through, helplessly, unwillingly even, most of the time. As you say, most humans have love in their heart. Truly, it's like that. I saw also in the news that many people help each other during this pandemic time. They cook free meals. They give in the restaurant $2,000, $7,000 tips because the restaurant is going to close and the waitress might not have enough money to pay for the rent. And I saw many other people, groups, individuals, they pay rent for the people who lost their job and couldn't afford it, etc., etc. And they build small houses, cheap but safe, secure for people to go in there so that they can lock their things and then go out to seek a job or apply to learn some more things. The homeless people, maybe in California or somewhere. I saw the government renting hotels for the homeless, yes, for example, like that. And doctors and nurses, they risk dying, but they still go volunteer. You know, even after retirement, they volunteer to go and work for the hospital in the dangerous surroundings of the COVID-19 ward patients.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And some doctors forgive their patients' death, and some doctors risk their health to don't even have a car, just go on bicycle, go around everywhere, treating the poor people. Yes. And even some poor people helping other poor people. Many good examples in the world. And many people go out in the cold and risk arrest just to advocate animal rights and cruelty-free products and all that. So truly, humans have inherent God-loving quality in them. It's just that goodness doesn't always win, obviously.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to come down here to help the world to make peace. No more war, no more dying, no more suffering, victims of losing legs, losing arms, losing half of the body, half dead, half alive, you know, like that. Then you are bound to be contradicted, opposed, harassed, persecuted for any reason or no reason at all, or fake reasons.
Yes, ma'am.
Like in the case of President Trump. Here we go again into politics. Some people criticize me for going to politics. I go in anywhere, not just politics. I went into nightclubs. I went into striptease clubs also sometimes before. I don't feel anywhere is forbidden for me. I'm a free citizen. I speak, I act whenever it helps someone, even just one person. In that nightclub, I go there. I went to a casino also. I never feel ashamed. I don't do anything there like that. I just went there for some reason. I'm not going there to gamble. I never gambled in any casino, ever. I don't go there for pretty woman. I went there for some reason, to give them some love. That's all.
Yes.
Not physical love. Yeah, spiritual love and comfort. For example, I go into the striptease clubs, I will not say, hey, you, why do you strip yourself like that? Cover yourself, be a decent girl. No, they had to do what they had to do. That's their unfortunate destiny or circumstance.
Yes, ma'am.
Deep down, no girl wants to go into the striptease club and think, or doing a porn film like that. Deep down, they don't want to. They just pushed into it by some circumstances, and then they continue because it's difficult to quit something once you start it.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like somebody does some job that they don't like, but they have to continue because they cannot find other jobs. Not that easily, and they're not trained to do other jobs.
Yes.
Yeah, many families or many people are like that. They stay in their miserable job, miserable pay because they cannot change the way they want. Not just like that. That's why the Bible says don't judge anybody. It's truly like that. Yeah, because truly they are not harming anyone, these people. They are not worse than some bad politicians who are corrupt. Even the thief stealing some small things, they're not worse than some big shot politician who stole millions from the people, hard-earned tax money, for example, or who cheat people to win.
Yeah.
To come up as a top position, yes, or to negotiate under the table to do something bad for their country without a conscience. They're not worse. So Jesus said, the one who steals for bread is not guilty. Because of that, they had to do it only, yes?
Yes.
But like a big shot politician, they don't have to. They don't have to do the wrong thing they did just to be on top. Yes. Or condone this practice to go on top. So that they can have fame and prestige and good, rich payment. And live in good house and work in good offices. Yeah, by the way, I'm sorry for you guys. You don't have good office to work in. Some have to work in your own villas. You're still working hard and you work with all your might. I really appreciate that very much. But it's good like that. And in the future, in case you will be offered a better room, better office, or better palace, then you will enjoy. Better than the opposite, no? Yeah. Or actually, it's better to train yourself in some harsh conditions in life so that you will survive in any way. Yes. Before I trained my monks even to cook, to clean, everything they can do. And the woman also can do electricity, fix telephones, and drive trucks, all that. And now they're working for Loving Heart or Loving Food Company, yes, or working in lamp factories, opening restaurants in different places in Africa. They're developing. They manage their own business, earn some money also. I mean, at least not lose anything, not lose money. They don't lose because they live frugally. They live the way I train them to live. They don't ask for more. They don't ask for what they don't need.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we all live frugally. I also live frugally. I hope you know that.
Yes, we do.
Before I train all my monks even to cook, to clean, everything they can do. And the woman also can do electricity, fix telephones, and drive trucks, all that. And now they're working for Loving Heart or Loving Food Company, or working in lamp factories, opening restaurants in different places in Africa. They're developing. They manage their own business, earn some money also. I mean, at least not lose anything, not lose money, okay? They don't lose because they live frugally. They live the way I train them to live. They don't ask for more. They don't ask for what they don't need. Yeah. And then we also all live frugally. I also live frugally. I hope you know that.
Yes,
we do.
Yeah. Evidence is that haven't come my house. Your working box. I was surprised. I was looking in all the boxes that I put under the wood as a desk, you know?
Yeah.
And under the bed. And I didn't find it. I said, which box? And they say you're standing in it. Then I was enlightened. Ah, you call this my box? Working. They don't say just a box. They say working box. Very precisely. You know, I thought because they're telling me, and I thought, no. I thought I received it wrong. So I kept telling them, you spell it wrong, eh? That's why I was thinking wrong. I kept looking at all the boxes. Yeah. Because it's also because I put some tools in the box. One box, two boxes. You know, those are small plastic boxes, organizing boxes.
Yeah.
2 boxes for clothing, makeup and all that. And the other boxes for tools, yes? Sometimes other things like string, you know, or metal wires for hanging out the clothes.
Yeah.
Miscellaneous stuff, yeah. Or great spiritual weapons I have. Yeah, things that I use every day. Or clean slippers and stuff like that. And, okay. It's not interesting, my life, to tell you things. My things. It's not much anyway. But it's very interesting that they call this a working box. I keep telling you, it's my house, you know? House. And they call it a working box. It's really very, very, how you say, unfriendly, no? Sometimes they have just a right humor, a dry humor. They make fun of me at my expense. I don't mind, yeah. If they tell the truth, I don't mind. But I never thought of it as a working box. Yeah? We would say a working office or working area, working room, right? They call it a box. Yeah. Now I know why I am small. I pick a small body, so I fit anywhere. Yes. Is it too tight for you? You can go into that empty office to work because you are tall and big.
It's good. It's good enough.
Good enough. Anybody else? There's some empty office. You can move out from your villa to work out there if you want, okay?
Thank you, Master.
Especially in winter because there they have invertible aircon. It's warm. That's it. Got that? All the girls, they're working in a warm office anyway, right?
Yes, Master.
Yeah. If it's not warm enough, you go to the next office. There's still plenty of room. Where there are heaters, yeah?
Yeah.
Heater and cooler aircon?
Yes.
For all seasons? Yeah, if there is enough room, you don't have to stay in one. There is one trailer that I told you girls to clean up to use it as an office before, yeah?
Yes.
Originally it's for a meditation place, but later you use the work office for a meditation place. So you use the new trailer clean out as an office, right?
Yes.
Okay. I made fun of that also. I told your sister to tell you that now you are in a new place and you have a lot of fans. Fan means followers. Yeah, but actually fan, I mean, you have many electric fans because it's hot.
Yes.
So we give you many fans to cool off, right? So I said, it's not bad. Tell her she has a lot of fans now. You know, fan, like followers?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's true too, you know, but you don't have to stay there. You go to another office if you want, together, okay?
Yes, Master.
When it's warmer in summer. Try to take care of yourself. Whatever you need, you tell them to buy for you, okay? Delivered to your door, as usual. Any other questions, love? You just keep asking and then you have to go to group meditation soon because because time's up. Me, I'm not surprised. It's my usual. Doesn't matter. Yes. Any more questions left? Oh, you want another story? No, huh? It's the time to go to rest a little bit, no? No more questions then?
No, Master.
Whenever I have a conference or something new, the ants visit more. A lot. I have to clean up a lot now. They love me so much. I would refuse this love if I can. I put a lot of preventive substance outside, but they still find a way to come in. This is a kind of karma I cannot avoid. I said to them, you have a lot of room everywhere outside. You don't need a lot. I need this place, this little corner to work, so please leave me alone. But they don't listen. Just like many humans, they don't listen. How can I blame the ants when humans, my own species, speak the same language, don't even listen? Yeah? All right, so I just have to deal with that in whatever way I can. No more questions, eh?
No, Master.
Okay. I will try to have more regular talks so that I will remember my English. Not because of you. You just are a victim. You just have to bear it, huh? You force yourself to listen to your master, yes? I am so sorry.
Enjoy the stories, Master.
Yeah, now and then, okay, yeah, maybe. Also, not just for you, it's for other people, yes? For other brothers and sisters who have no chance at all to see me or hear me. I don't call anybody. You got that? Only you. And it's for them also, okay? Have something new, something interesting, maybe, for them to take their minds off of their suffering. The dark days, every day, looking out of the window only, cannot go anywhere. Too many people are like that. Many countries are still like that. And the thing is, they don't even know when this will stop. You see, you don't have a time limit. Even prisoners, they have time. They know, okay, in 3 years I'll be out. Except the lifer, of course. But even then, lifers, sometimes they are pardoned, yeah, if they behave or if they're truly remorseful. And it's felt by the panel of judges, then they let them out, pardon also. But with this pandemic, we don't even know when, huh? And then on top of that, bad weather everywhere.
Yes.
Terrible, they never had before. Like in Texas, I read it. Oh, devastating. Millions of people have no power, so they're freezing because of too much snow that never had it like that. I don't know since how long. They say unprecedented, historic weather. And many people froze to death. Some people die also because of the exhaust pipe from the car, because they use it to heat their home.
Yeah.
Or they use ovens and all that, They didn't have electricity, so they use a gas oven, and they die from that. Or are sick, went to the hospital or died, depends. There was one group, they were very kind. You see kind people everywhere. They house those people to keep them warm. And of course, the homeless also in some areas. So actually, you were right. Most people are very kind. It's just that they don't have a chance to express it, or there's no chance or no circumstance to awaken their loving kindness inside to the animals also. If they had to kill the animals themselves and see the animals suffer and squealing from pain, that I don't think they could do it. And the people who work in slaughterhouses, they probably have to close their heart and their conscience to do it, just for a living, because they have no other job in such a remote area, for example, because most of the slaughterhouses are built in a faraway areas, no human's eyes, and all close in, because their contamination would be stinking to the sky. The blood run out like river and turn into lake, and the waste of the animals also become another lake and another pile, a mountain and all that. They're all filled and blood and suffering, and the whole floor is full of blood when they are killing them. So they just have to do it. Nobody would be willing to do that, just for their family to put food on the table when they have no other choice. So actually, we can choose to do good or not, we can close our conscience in some cases like that, when we probably have no other choice or cannot think of other choices or think that we have no choice. So then no looking, no searching, or no time to look. It's too urgent to earn money for the family. Otherwise, the whole family would be homeless. In some countries, if you don't have a job, then you're homeless. The mortgage, if you cannot pay, you lose everything. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Even in a rich country, the top rich country like America, so many homeless. You know that, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When I was there, I saw so many homeless people turn blue, you know. Their face turned blue, their lips turned purple. Shivering outside of McDonald's. And even when I gave her money, they didn't serve her. They didn't give her food until I had to come in and interfere in one instance. And other instances, I invited them to eat, or I brought food outside for them to eat outside on the bench. I didn't want to argue, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not fair, this country. And some people have billions, trillions of dollars and getting more rich during the pandemic because of the situation that makes them more prosperous. They sell more because of the pandemic. They get richer and richer. And some people get poorer and poorer because of the pandemic. I'm not blaming the rich. I'm just feeling sorry for the poor, that the contrast is too big for me, that I cannot just feel nothing. I cannot just say I cannot stop my feeling. You understand that I suffer every day. Whenever I have a chance or whenever I work on our shows and see some of these situations, I'm just heartbroken every day. Every day, no fail. All right. Okay, then we stop for today, huh? Next time, I'll try to be more regular. Maybe as much as we can, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're willing to sacrifice your sleep.
Thank you, ma'am.
Because,
Thank
yeah.
Thank you, Master.
Because daytime, they make me work, you know? A lot. And I have to clean the house of the insect also, and clean outside and feed the wild animals. And after you wake up, you so have a lot of work to do. I'm alone, you know? I manage everything. Wash my clothes and all kinds of things. Okay, my love, thank you for your attendance.
Thank you.
Thank you for expressing your sympathy. Yeah? That means good for you. I mean, your love quality has been upgraded by the situation. That's how we can develop our love. Just like the homeless people, the war refugees, the desperate like that. They are also there for a reason, yeah? To awaken our love. Like a story I told you a long time ago. There was one man who was drunk and sat in the corner every day, and one person kept coming and going. That person was there to awaken that person's love and a spiritual yearning, making him question. So if we help the homeless and the needy, it's also helping us. Yes, because we have developed more compassion. That should be a congratulation to us. Okay?
Yes,
Right.
ma'am. Yes.
All right then. Ciao, ciao, and God loves you.
Thank you.
I love you. Kissing on the forehead. God bless. Love you. Night night.
Good night.
Morning, Master.
Night 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 night, my dear. I'm going to close the window now. And see you next time. Yeah, see you next time. Meanwhile, be blessed, be well, be good.